Hey folks, how's it going? Derek W. Beard here. Welcome back to Retail React. Today we're going to be taking a look at a specific video, and let's just dig in.
Hi sir, how can I help?
I bought this mouse, but I'd like to refund it, please.
Oh no, what's wrong with it?
Okay, so this is a common thing. Somebody would return something. But the thing about what makes a good retail worker is they have to do some investigating. Pretty simple. So this guy brings a mouse back, says, hey, this mouse doesn't work. So the guy, hey, let me test it out. And so he tests it and it works, okay? Or hey, he tests it and it doesn't work, okay? And that's how retail works. You want to investigate. Don't just take the word for the customer's word on it. You have to do some investigation yourself.
Well, I was told that it was backwards compatible, but it's not.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, exactly what I said. I was told it was backwards compatible. It's not, so I'd like to refund it.
Do you mind if I test it out?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Test it.
Seems to be working all
Do the
good to me.
investigating.
Yeah, but it's not backwards compatible.
Okay, so this is something that's very common as well. Whenever a customer is, they might be right, okay? But in this case, he's saying it may work, but it doesn't work the way I need it to, okay? That happens a lot. I had a lady come in the other day saying, hey, these pair of shoes, they don't work very well because they don't work the way I need them to, okay? Which is that's very valid. Like if you buy a product, you want it to work the way that you bought it to work for you in that way. No, that's confusing. But all that to say, that's how retail works. And so you do some investigating, you figure out, okay, is this really a product? Is this the product that, number one, you figure out if it's actually from your store. And number two, you figure out, okay, is this product really defective? Are they using it wrong? Or whatever. And at the end of the day, you realize that it's not that the customer is always right. It's that you value the customer so much that you go ahead and you take care of them. Okay? That's what's going to bring you back customers. That's what's going to get you business, not being right on every single occasion. And so this guy, as the employee, he's doing very well so far. He's doing very well. He's like, okay, I'm not understanding what you mean. Can you explain it? Which is it's okay to do. That's okay to do.
I don't know what you mean, sorry. Have you been using it on an old system?
What? No, here, let me show you. Look, first of all, the cursor moves the wrong way that I want it to, and then I'm just always misclicking with my palm and doing the wheel and stuff.
But why are you using it like that?
Yeah, well, why are you using it like that? You know, that's something that you don't want to ask, okay? You don't want to ask that person, you don't want to ask that person, well, why are you doing it that way? You know, a lot of times there is only one way to use a product, okay? In this case, there's actually a couple of different ways you could use. You could use a mouse. People do use it like this, okay? And they have if you can see that, they have the clicker on this end. Some people use it like this, okay? Backwards handed, forwards handed. And so those are the kind of things. And so with my experience, it's been mainly clothing and shoe retail. There's only one way to wear a shoe. There's only one way to put on a shirt. There's only one way to put on a pair of pants. There's only one way to put on a pair of socks. And so if it's not working, then there may be a deeper issue.
Well, because I'm backwards handed, which is why I need a backwards compatible mouse, obviously.
I don't think you know what that term means.
You don't want to say that.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You don't want to use that because, number one, what that does is it actually isolates the customer, makes them feel dumb and inferior. And 9 times out of 10, not everybody's like that, but most of the time it is. Number two, it actually you alienate yourself. So you don't want to make the customer feel like they're not smart, they're not good enough, they're not this, they're not that. The point of retail is for you to be on their team. Okay, that question is not a team player question. So don't do that.
Excuse me? I'm backwards handed. I think I know what backwards compatible means. Let me guess. You're forwards handed.
Yeah,
Of course you are. I'd like to speak to your manager.
What's going on?
So here, notice how the manager just comes out of nowhere, okay? A lot of times, especially in retail, the manager, when you have a customer, they should not always be in the back or be doing other things. They need to be paying attention to the front. They need to be paying attention to what's going on out there, because you may see that, okay, there is something that is about to brew or something that's brewing. So I need to get out there and I need to address it. And so a lot of times, like me as a manager, I will go out there and I'll just kind of work on some stuff that needs to be worked on, but not necessarily important. But I do that so that the customer, I can keep an eye on the employee, especially if it's a new employee, and the customer. Okay, if it's a customer, a long-time customer, they're good customers, okay, we'll take care of you. We'll make sure everything's good to go. If it's somebody I don't know or a new customer, I'll still take care of you, but we need to do some investigating, okay? And so that's the kind of thing that I'm not surprised that the manager just popped in out of nowhere. That's meant to be funny, but it's actually a good practice to do. To just be out there on the floor, being aware of what's going on as a manager.
This gentleman has a complaint. He wants to talk to you.
What seems to be the issue?
Well, I was told that this mouse is backwards compatible, but it clearly isn't. See, like...
I'm very sorry about that, sir. Yes, I've been trying to get more backwards compatible products in. I myself am backwards handed.
Oh, really? So nice to meet another backwardsman. Shall we greet?
Love it, mate. You
Pay attention to the guy in red.
Unfortunately, a lot of our backwards handed suppliers are running low on stock. Let me have a look at the system out of the way.
So the guy in red is confused. What? No, that's not what I thought. So that's actually a very common reaction. What happens is managers tend to be the first ones to get the information. And depending on what's going on, they may not have enough time to get that information out to the rest of the employees. So you have somebody coming in looking for a specific product. That product is actually in, or it is coming in, but the guy at the counter doesn't know that. And so he's saying, no, we're not going to get it, or no, it's not here, or whatever. That frustrates the customer. And so the customer says, let me talk to your manager. Manager comes on for, oh, I'm sorry. And what he should have done is what the guy in black should have done is he should have addressed the guy in red, his employee, saying, listen, we just got this down from the pipeline. This is what the deal is. I apologize for not getting it to you sooner. And then addressing the customer, here's what happens. Here's what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Okay? That tends to be the right way to handle things. Another way of handling that would be to address the customer, deal with the customer, take the employee, or when the customer leaves out in the front, tell the employee, sorry about that, A, B, and C, and D reasons why you didn't have this information. That part of the manager's responsibility is to inform the crew. And so that's one or two ways it should have happened. That's what the guy in black should have did, but he didn't. That's okay. And then see here how if you saw, he's moving the employee, Adam. He's moving Adam out of the way. Not a good way to do that.
Done. Let's look.
So that's not a good way to do it. That's called
So the earliest
micromanaging.
we'll be able to get some backwards handed products in would be 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's perfect, actually. Shall I call you when they come in?
Yes, and then we can
This
pay
is
you to
just
take it away.
funny
Perfect.
talk.
Everything as it should be, backwards.
Great. Well, is there anything else you can do for us?
No, that's all. Thanks very much for coming in.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. And that's that. So, realism, that's actually not a bad video as far as realism go. It is funny. Not a bad video as far as what could happen. I give the guy in red probably a B- because he should have been more attentive. I give the manager probably a B+, a little bit more, because he should have given that information to the guy in red. But, it is what it is. Business is business. It's never perfect. But that's a good video. It's actually a pretty good realistic what a transaction or what an encounter would look like. The only thing that they didn't do, and they should have, is issue a refund. Now, part of that conversation is he's going to order it and he's going to come in and get it. Maybe they'll do an exchange then. But the customer should have taken the product. But again, everybody's different. It doesn't matter. So that's it. That's how it goes. Hope you enjoyed it. God bless you.